you for your time this morning, ladies. I am just going to present the design that I've developed off the back of the concept that I presented to the competition originally. So just to recap on the brief, this was the museum space here, so it's a 6 metre by 4 metre space with 2 arched entranceways here. And the practical requirements that were given concern the accessibility, so it's got to be accessible for all, so wheelchair users, etc., people with accessibility issues. And the items on the exhibits needed to be interactive and people need to be able to use them and try them. So moving on, the concept, I'll just recap that quickly as well. So the concept of demonstrating how AI can be used in an interior design project. I wanted to showcase how AI could be used to create a bathroom that enhances individual well-being. I was particularly interested in bringing together the dichotomy of the machine versus the human and how we can work them both together to complement each other rather than oppose the ideals. Also wanted to bear sustainability in mind as well and how we can manage that environmental impact within the bathroom setting. So this is the presentation board that I've already submitted, so that's in front of you. It basically covers the brief introduction to the concept, and then the 3 main elements that I'm going to cover now are all included in there, which are the technology, the lighting and the materials, and how I've used all those techniques to bring it to the design to enhance the well-being element of it. So the AI techniques I've used in the design are mainly featured around the shower and bath, which are obviously central parts of a bathroom. These are smart enabled faucets, so they can link to Amazon Alexa, Google Home, etc. smart speakers. So they're voice activated. They can have personalised settings, so each individual family member can have their own preferred water temperature, water flow. The bath can also be controlled from, obviously if you've got smart speakers throughout the home, it can be controlled from elsewhere within the home, so family bath times can be managed a lot easier than running up and down the stairs. And there was one other thing, the environmental impact is taken into account here as well. That can be managed because it can track your water usage, so if you're tracking how much water you're using, you can use that, and obviously there's apps on your smartphone, etc. as well to help with that. The toilet, which is just in this area here, so this is a bidet style toilet, which were originally developed I think in Japan, but are becoming a lot more available worldwide now. So this has a really good environmental impact as it reduces the need for toilet paper to start. It also has a recycling water element to it, so it doesn't use new water every time. It's got a special system that can recycle water. In terms of personal comfort and linked to the well-being side of things, it has personalised settings as well, heated seats, it's sensor controlled, the lid is sensor controlled, so no more toilet lids left up, and it also has an automatic night light underneath as well, so it's sensor controlled, so if you're using the toilet in the middle of the night, you don't have to put the big bright light on, it can just sense when you're there and provide some dim lighting for you. And then the lighting is also linked into the mirror as well, the app lighting element, so that again can be linked to your smart speaker. Is also sensor controlled, so hands-free, obviously builds into the hygiene factor for the well-being side as well. And the lighting settings for the backlit part can be set according to circadian rhythms, so how you're naturally brighter lights in the morning to help energise, dimmer lights in the evening to help relax and create a calm environment. So if we then move on more generally to the lighting, so I've touched on the mirror already. I've added another fixed ceiling light above the bath area, so again this is linked to through AI to your voice activated smart speakers. And it can create different brightness levels, so again energising or calming if you want a nice calming relaxing bath in the evening. It also has different colours as well to help create the atmosphere that you want, so whether it's calm or bright, that can be requested. And then finally we've got a pendant light just in the centre of the design. Two reasons I think that brought this into design has 2 main benefits. I've put some foliage around it to help start bringing the biophilic element into it. It's a curved form as well, which links into that. But also as we get onto the layout, if we look at the floor plan, there does look to be a bit of a negative space in the middle. So I was conscious of that, and using the ceiling to kind of bring that visual element in helps manage some of that void that can be perceived in the middle of the exhibit there. So last one, if we move on to the materials, so as I've mentioned, there's a biophilic nature, which I think is really key to this design as well. As we know, nature has a positive impact on human well-being, so bringing that linkage into the room. So I've used natural colours and patterns on wall treatments. I've used natural materials, so there's resin elements, the stone resin bath. The flooring is a porcelain tile, but it has a limestone effect, so again brings the stone feature into that. There's foliage and plants used throughout, as I've mentioned in the lighting. We've also got the living wall here, and one main feature of the wall. And curved forms as well I've tended to use, so a lot of the fixtures are, so we've got the curved shower screen, the curved mirror, the curved vanity unit, and then I've also placed a curved wall in this corner here, as again I didn't want to put any usable exhibits in there because I thought it would create too much traffic around the entranceways, so I wanted to keep those clear, but conscious there was a bit of an empty corner, so it kind of rounds that off nicely and brings it into the design a bit more. So just a bit more background into how I've developed the design. So the layout, as I've said, I've gone with a perimeter around the side of the space. Two reasons. One was the accessibility issue. I played around with having something more central, but it tended to get in the way of making sure there was enough room for wheelchairs to get around. Also, you then have to have a one-way system, which can get a bit confusing for some people, and it just means everybody has easy access to the exhibit items. It also, through the archways, creates a good point of interest, so to draw people in. People walking past, they can see visually the interesting things on these two walls, so hopefully creates more interest and more people drawn to it. And then again, the traffic flow here, just to demonstrate how that eases through. There's easy entrance in and out through the entranceways there without any obstructions as well. And then these were some just initial very rough sketches I did when I was visualising what people would see when they first walked in or passed by the entranceways. So these are the views from the views of the two archways, the walls there. And again, there's the floor plan, which you've got a copy in front of you as it's quite detailed. So you can see where everything is placed. Fantastic. So that. Electrical and lighting plan, again I've got copies in front of you. So there's a few layers to the lighting which I'll just cover up quickly. So we've talked about the large pendant light in the middle and then the ceiling light above the bath area. We've also got a series of downlighters just to highlight key areas of the space and the entranceways as well, so people have plenty of light on those. The electrical points for the various technology included in the bathroom, such as the bath and shower faucets, the mirror. There's an extractor fan as well, which I haven't touched on, but that is also kind of sensor controlled, can sense humidity levels and was automatically activated through that, and the light switch is required to manage all the lighting layers as well. And then as we just quick recap of the materials, so these are the various materials used. I've gone for two paint colours. I've gone for a deeper colour on the walls on the entrance walls where there's not much of the exhibit on the wall, to create a bit more interest on those walls. A lighter colour where we have all the fixtures and then the other patterns as well, so it didn't overwhelm the patterns that were included on the tiles. So this is to be above the bath, and this is actually a waterproof wallpaper. It's a wall decor system, it's called, which is a painted waterproof wallpaper. So again, lots of different patterns available on that, but I've gone for that one to tie in with the biophilic design. These tiles here behind the vanity unit, so again they're quite curved, natural colour used there, and then the wood for the panelling on the curved wall as well. And this is the flooring, the limestone effect porcelain tiles there. And then that's just some elevations of how that's all brought together, so the various materials. So again, that's the deeper colour on the two entranceway walls, and then the lighter colour on the patterns tied together there on those. And then just moving on then, some 3D visuals. So this is the floor plan that's already on the concept board. We've got the 2 entranceways, so this is how it looks through the 2 archways as you enter the exhibit. You can see those. And then as we walk into the exhibit, that's how it will look. And the other 2 areas as well.
That's really good. Helps to visualise it.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love this corner here, the curved wall.
Yeah, I was quite pleased with that because I didn't just want an empty space. I did think about putting some seating there as well, but then I thought people might just get in the way of each other coming in and out.
It's heavily
so,
trafficked there, and if it's a busy exhibition, they're going to be standing there too.
Yeah.
The view through from both entrances is good because you know what the appeal will be from
Yeah,
when you
looks
walk
great.
past. It draws you in. I think that, especially this one with the living wall, is
That looks great, doesn't it, the living room?
And then you can start to see some of the foliage from the light as well, which helps draw it in.
And that really does kind of take up that space where you said it's empty space. It's really effective, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to ask why you didn't have something centrally, but I think you've answered that really well in terms of accessibility.
Yeah.
Because it'd be tempting to put a shower, some kind of feature shower in the middle. But as you say, for accessibility, I think the layout works really well.
Yeah, I did play around with that, but it was too much to get round and be able to use it. So.
And I love the divider as well between the bath and
the
toilet.
it's quite good because it feels a bit open there, just the toilet
Yeah.
on its own.
Yeah,
in the public space.
Yeah. No, it looks great. So why have you? Can we ask questions?
Fire away.
Why have you used porcelain as opposed to natural stone for your tiles?
Practical reasons mainly, because it's high traffic area. I thought the stone would need treated. It would probably easily mark people spilling things. You know, people bring who knows what in. So practicality mainly. They're large format as well, so it won't take too long to actually lay down.
Oh, okay.
Although they will be heavy, so we'll need some help to get them in and out. But once they're there, it's easy to fix in. Yeah.
And you mentioned the timber frame and the timber screen.
Yeah.
Where are you sourcing your timber from? Is there like a ecological understanding of where that material is coming from? What type of material?
I haven't specified that yet. I have other ones I have, such as the paint, etc. But I'll need to source.
Yeah, I noticed that you've used a low VOC paint.
Yeah.
So you're taking the environmental impact into that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you used AI to develop the design then?
I did when I was looking at the biophilic element of it. I did use there's a system called Midjourney where you can help create 3D visuals. So I did find it useful to give me a bit of a vision of what it might look like. I don't think you can use it completely translate it into a design because it's some of it looks a bit odd, but it does help. We've got some ideas to then just help create some sort of visual prompt to take it further.
So you've mentioned that you've got extract, you've got lighting, all kind of interactive. Do you have underfloor heating or anything like that for comfort levels? Or
I haven't included it in this particular design, but that obviously could be another one to add. If you were putting it into a home,
rather than a museum.
Perfect.
Perfect. It looks great. It looks really, really good.
Yeah,
I
brilliant.
love this wallpaper.
It's really
gorgeous.
nice, isn't it?
So that's perfectly usable in a humid environment.
Again, on the cost, so that is actually bespoke, so I don't actually have a price for that yet. I would need to investigate
how much
that.
would this cost to install as an exhibition?
All in all, it would be for the materials and the items, it would come to 20 grand, 20,000, mainly because this toilet is nearly half that cost because it's a really properly market leading item.
But square meterage wise, it's not too bad.
But all the other materials, that's included in that.
Perfect. Is this an actual living wall? Is that
they're
live plants?
Yeah, so they would need to have the irrigation piece in that as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks really good. So well thought out.
Yeah. I think the layout works really, really well. I like the fact that you've taken all the kind of practicalities into account with the ventilation, extract.
Yeah.
All of it linked to all of your devices, so you've got a level of control, and I guess each user could have a different preference, so you can set the room up exactly for how you want it. I think your use of materials is really good. It feels like a natural space.
Yeah, and it's really good how you've done it, that you have got that space in the middle. Because like you say, if it was a one-way system, you just can't have that within a museum exhibit. Because people just don't follow it, especially in that space. And it will be. It's perfect for that.
Even for a home it would work.
Yeah.
You need that breakout space.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
Really well considered.
Thank you very much.